Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to watch football, not get married. What are we doing here?
I've gotten a lot of baby powder. People like, man, what'd you get out of baby powder for? I think I'm going to have to smack the hell out of a lot of people this year. I just can feel it.
Hold on. The only thing you should be getting married to in the fall is football.
That's right, y'all. It's No Weddings in the Fall, the show that rekindles your love back to football. We are here for week number 6 with a lot of action to talk about. Let's get the introduction started. Welcome in, of course, Justin Herrera. Welcome in, my friend.
So I was wondering when you were going to do graphics of like all three of us together, and shit you not, that's kind of how I looked on my wedding day. Man, you gave me a little bit less on the gut, so I appreciate that. But other than the fucking black suit, I had gray on. Other than that, I was pretty sharp. That was
all right. Hey, that's the AI, and I love to take credit, but hey, well, the AI is good. It's good. Daniel Barry Sports, welcome in, man. Happy Wednesday to you. Glad that you can join us tonight. Let's also welcome in, of course, the man of the hour, Ben Skadoob Troupe. Welcome into the studio, sir.
Commissioner Justin, it's always a pleasure being on with y'all on here with you fine gentlemen. Let's get into it. I mean, we have a lot of. I know I can sense America's team getting ready to just jump out the screen, but I will wait.
Yeah, that's something we ain't gonna talk about tonight. Do us a favor if you're watching on YouTube. Hit subscribe, give us a like, put your comments in there. Little things stopping you from doing it, big things popping for us when you do. We appreciate you for that. Also, if you want to play some weekly fantasy, go to the Fast Trap app, use the promo code Troupe, and we'll double your deposit up to $50. Also, if you're looking for championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro-Am Belts. All right, we had a busy college weekend. I was almost going to text you guys and be like, yo, is this upset weekend? Because there was a few games I thought were going to go, but did not go that way. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the week on repeat.
And now to football scores with the boys from No Weddings in the Fall with the week on repeat.
And for us Hurricane fans, we are laughing. Yes, we are. Like Ron Burgundy, Miami 28-22 over FSU. Ooh, did it feel so good. I mean, FSU did make a little run there at the end, but did anyone really? Well, I was sweating a little bit because I know how Miami gets sometimes. But it was a good game for the Canes. Obviously a big win, especially going into Tallahassee. Definitely a tough environment to play in. Ben, what did you think of that last week?
I was very impressed. I mean, I think you said it all, though, Commissioner. I mean, at first I was like, is everybody on Miami going to get a chance to play today? Because they was running away with it. Then all of a sudden, Miami started doing uncanny type stuff. The score was not indicative of what really happened in the game. I think at the end, that's that mercy football, because it was ugly. I mean, it was ugly from the opening thing. And it was standing room only on the Miami Dolphins. I mean, the Miami Hurricane sideline. Every former Miami Hurricane, of course, Michael Irvin was there. He's going to be there talking real loud and real demonstrative. That's what he does. And we love Michael Irvin for it, right? But I will say this. I saw this on X after the game. State champs 2 years in a row. Beat Florida. Beat USL, beat Florida State 2 years in a row. Last year they had Cam Ward. This year they got Carson Beck. Different year, same result. Shout out to them boys from South Florida. The real South Florida boy, not the ones from Tampa, but the ones from Coral Gables.
Ooh, and because the other one, the professional Coral Gables team is Justin, did you want to say anything? I know I told you but it's the Canes, so I just want to see if you had something to say. Because I remember you talking trash on Carson Beck like when the season started. So
yeah, I mean, He obviously has improved. He's done well. I was going to say, I'm surprised you didn't go with the next game for Ben Troupe, to be honest with you, because he had a little bit more invested in another game, not the Miami game. But,
no, I get that one's third, so don't worry. That's why I set it up that way. All right, well, let's talk about Alabama 30-14 over Vanderbilt. I was watching that, I'm sitting here kind of watching that on the side, and at first it looked like I was like, "Oh, Vanderbilt giving them a little bit of a game," and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, Alabama doing their thing. What'd you think of that game, Justin?
Yeah, Alabama just they beat they beat Vanderbilt, but what they did was they got that I don't want to say it's like a full-on monkey. It was like a naggy little capuchin monkey that was just right there, like sticking his finger in your ear. And they took that thing, they threw up against the wall, and they said, "Get out of here, Diego Pavia. You're never going anywhere. Go home. Go home to your 3 kids you probably have because you're like 36 years old in the NFL. Oh, no, wait, you're still in college." But anyways, it was a big win for Alabama in that regard because they're still in it for that SEC title. They've got the Georgia win. Now they got this one. They're kind of just swinging for the fences. Caleb DeBoer really recovered after week 1. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. All right, let's get to it. We got to talk. Now this is the upset special.
When you're done, I do have a question. This is my Ben Troupe question of the day. But you get into it. You bring us in, but I do want to interrupt with a question.
Okay. So yeah, Texas, 29-21. The Florida Gators pull off the big upset. Ooh-wee, I couldn't. At first I was like, nah, this ain't. But yes, it happened indeed. But Ben, let's hear it, man. What'd you think of your boys?
Market correction game, 100%. And I'll take it. I will take it. You already knew it was going to happen at a certain point. But what happened to Florida on Saturday was 2 words: Dallas Wilson. Dallas Wilson has been hurt all year. He hasn't played. Finally got out there. True freshman. For a freshman debut, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. One was a grown man touchdown on the sideline. But Arch Manning, I got to say it. He's good. Yeah, right? He ain't what we thought he was going to be, whether that's perception or reality. He's not. Now, is Texas a good team? Yes. Is Arch Manning a great player on a good team? No, he's a good player on a team that hopes to be great. But Steve Sarkisian, a guy who I've seen with USC, with my Atlanta Falcons, nobody misuses great talent more than Steve Sarkisian. I've seen it. But for one day in the swamp, I will take it. Because wins are hard to come by these days. We already lost to Miami, already lost to USF, still got to play Florida State. Texas did not play Florida since World War II. I don't know why that stat matters, but that's what they said. But Florida is 1-0 and it's 1-0 at home against them, Texas boys. But it was a great game, great atmosphere, and I will take the dub. Made it too close for comfort at the end. But that's what we do. And because Arch Manning don't understand that if you get tackled in bounds and you have no timeouts, the clock's still running. He's looking around like, oh, shoot, I got to snap it. Yeah, but it takes at least 3 seconds to snap a ball. It was 2 seconds. He snapped it. And he said, 1 more second. That would be 0 seconds, Arch. Your name is Arch. Not Arch. Not, Arch. So we'll take the dub.
Heard. All right, Justin, what's your question of the day for Mr. Troupe?
So, Ben, I want to take you back to 2003, almost to the exact date, October 11th, 2003. You're the captain of the Florida Gators, and you are coming off of a loss to Ole Miss. You guys got knocked out of the top 24, and you're playing LSU. You remember that game?
I do remember that game. I remember that game very, very fondly for these 2 reasons. Number one, it was a game right after Ole Miss. As you mentioned, after we lose to Ole Miss, now we're 3-3, headed to LSU. We had a quarterback by the name of Chris Leak, who was a true freshman in Death Valley. LSU won the national championship that year. They lost 1 game. I'll give you 1 guess to the 1 game they lost that year. But yeah, I'm partial to the swamp. I'm very, very biased. It's hard to emulate atmospheres like LSU. Death Valley, and I'm talking about the real Death Valley, not the one up there in Clemson. Sorry, Clemson. It's it's a different world, man. And the great Willie Jackson, who went to the university, Willie Jackson Sr. was the first of two black players to integrate, the University of Florida. His son, Willie Jackson Jr., was playing for the Saints. He got a ride. He got to get on our plane. You know what he told me? He said, Troupe, don't worry about it, because if y'all go to LSU and lose, y'all can't come back to Gainesville anyway. So if y'all lose, y'all can just, stay. But, yeah, man, I remember that game vividly. And like I said, in 2006, a lot of the starters on that team in 2006 got to Florida in 2003. So my senior year were a lot of those guys freshman year. So, hey, man, yeah, 2003 LSU, let's go. And the other number 84 for LSU, that's Marcus Spears. Big Swagoo, that's him. Yeah, that's 80. Now let me say this: I was 84 that caught passes. I could not block him, but it was 84. He don't remember me to this day. If I ever meet him, I'm gonna tell him there is a play that he's blocking. I'm not blocking him. He's pushing me to the play. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's just go this way. And no, man, that was a great game, man. A lot of big time stars in that game, man. Corey Webster, they end up the first round pick that went to the Giants. He was over there. It was a lot, man. And like I said, man, we came out with the dub, and the rest is history, man. But that would be who was the coach for that team? What's his name? Nick Saban. That was the head coach.
Yep.
So yeah. Crazy.
All right. Well, that was your time, man, to really spike the football today for those.
I'm good, man. It's out. As you can see behind me, man, that's the Ole Miss game right there. Justin,
that's cool.
That's
That's funny.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We good.
That's awesome.
Speaking
Hey,
of,
you know what's funny? You're absolutely right. There was so many goddamn talent. There was so much talent in that game. Like Joseph Adai was in that game. Dwayne Bowe was in that game. Devery Henderson. Like, man, there was a lot of talent in that game. Like,
hey, we appreciate LSU for making things light on us, because it could have got real ugly real fast. It was a defensive game. Bobby McCray, for those you don't know, Bobby McCray, defensive end for Florida, number 57. He had 3 sacks that game. If people want to know who he really is, Kurt Warner's last play in football, they're playing the Saints. A guy knocks him out. That is Bobby McCray. He ended Kurt Warner's career in football by knocking him back to that grocery store he came from. He knocked him back.
we got a spill in aisle 4, Kurt. Like, tighten up.
I mean, when he got up there, so they're like, Kurt, you all right? He was like, paper or plastic. No. All
right. Well, good transition. Let's talk about the pros a little bit and talk about what we saw last week. And let's just start off with Monday night, because, how about the Chiefs? The Jacksonville Jaguars pulls it off 31-28. And, man, the last play, I literally was – my son's like kind of – he likes the Jags, but he's a big Dolphin fan, but he likes the Jags too. And we were texting back and forth about it. And I'm like, sitting there going, Jags might end up doing what they normally do and watch damn Chiefs come down and score. And that's what they do. And then I'm like, yeah, we'll see if the Jags can answer. And then, when it gets like third and whatever, I was like, oh, here we go. Then the bomb to Ridley, I was like, okay. And then when Trevor Lawrence falls, I'm like, yeah, this is the Jags. And boy, did he get back up though. I was like, oh my God, and score. So it was a fun, at least, way to close out the weekend for sure. And it's crazy to think that the Chiefs right now, staring at maybe no playoffs this year the way it's heading. But Ben, what'd you think of the Monday night game?
It was everything you want. If you're a Jags fan, it's everything you hate if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. For this reason, no one wants to realize that the best players on the Chiefs are in their 30s, right? Travis Kelce, I think he's 36. I want to say Patrick Mahomes is 30. Chris Jones looked all of whatever he was on that last play, because while one guy got up, the other guy couldn't move. I mean, he literally didn't move. So we have watched Kansas City go from really, 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 really dominant to kind of regular. And it's hard to admit that, because we watch dynasties walk off into the sunset. Hey, man, we're going to retire. But y'all still here from Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, to Chris Jones, to Patrick Mahomes. So I think what we saw is for Jacksonville to be taken seriously, you got to beat teams like Kansas City. Because if they lose Monday night, who knows what that does for the rest of their season. But Trevor Lawrence, I think he turned 26, and he showed it. So if you are a Jags fan, you love it. But if you Kansas City, you start to say, are we the team that everybody's going to beat now? We used to be the team that we beat everybody. Now, I mean, not saying that the Chargers are good either, because they might be pretenders as well right now. I think that Kansas City, either they're going to scratch a card to make it to the playoffs, or what happened in 2024, how they blocking kicks and all, that's not happening this year. Like, everybody think Patrick Mahomes, man, he going to throw it behind his back to Travis Kelce. Nope. When they got to play football like everybody else, and there ain't no gimmicks, ain't no ref interference, it's going to be a long year for them Chiefs.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, oh please. All right, well, let's talk about the game that was just like the most aesthetically fun to watch. Bucks 38, Seahawks 35. Great game, back and forth. But I felt like what I saw at the end was Sam Darnold doing what Sam Darnold does, and when those lights turn bright, he wants to go hide, where I feel like Baker is the total opposite and loves to hit for those lights. But what'd you think of that game, Justin?
I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, I think the playoff game, yeah, you could have said that analysis perfectly. But this was just, I think, shitty luck. I think, this was just back and forth. And, unlike Cowboys, Packers, somebody had to lose. You know what I mean? And I think, Darnold, for what it's worth, he had an amazing game all the way up to that one interception. Like, he was better than Baker all the way up to that one interception. So, obviously, that obviously hindered them, lost in the game. But overall, you're right about Baker. He's a fucking Terminator. This dude has got no left tackle. He's got no starting running back. He's got a guy working back from injury at receiver, and he's got his best receiver of all time injured right now. He's working with a rookie. It's literally him and Emeka Egbuka is the entire offense right now, because Godwin still isn't healthy and nobody else decides to show up. So it's really kind of impressive what he's doing right now, and he's doing it against a healthy Seattle team, a defense that was kind of on the rise. I think both teams kind of showed out here, looking good, but the Bucks, you go in, you're playing the 12th man as well, because when you enter that stadium, there's a freaking, I don't know how many people are seating in that stadium. I don't know if it's like 50 or whatever, but there is that many people playing the 12th man on the field, and they make you feel it because they are loud. They are legitimately one of the loudest fan bases. So he was feeling it all day long, but once again, I think that's what Baker thrives off. That's a dude that he thrives off of having everybody doubt him. And if he's got thousands of people doubting him, he's just leveling up. He is just Super Saiyan up. He's Goku on fucking steroids out there when he's got that many people that are hating on him. So, you know what? Good on you, Baker Mayfield. Injury or not, you made it work.
So at every level of sport that I've ever played, being from Miami, I'm a talker. Like, I love talking trash. And I don't know if you saw the reel or not, Justin, but to your point, as the Bucks are coming out of the tunnel to come out to the game, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but a fan is talking to Baker, and Baker is in his shit. He said, yeah, you're going to be real fucking quiet at halftime. I mean, he's staring at, literally talking trash before he gets out there. I mean, that's so Baker, and I just absolutely love this guy. But the only thing I was saying, you're right, that Sam Darnold did have a good game. But what I'm saying when I say when the lights get big, it's always when the pressure, that was a big pressure moment. And then he did what Sam Darnold usually does when the big pressure comes on. That's what I was trying to get at. I always just feel like there's just that something in there that's telling him you're really just not that good. You know what I mean? In his head. I don't know what's going on, but I just feel like that's why Sam Darnold, I don't think, would ever get Seattle to a Super Bowl because of that. All right, let's go to the next one. Denver 21-17 over the Eagles. I can't say it too loud. But yeah, that was a crazy game too. I felt like, the Eagles felt like they were just dominating the whole time. And then Broncos just ended up just getting some momentum. Bo Nix started to hit a little bit, and their defense really started cracking down on the Eagles. But Ben, what'd you think of the loss there for the Eagles?
I think the thing about this game is that if you are the Eagles, what everybody be saying about this Eagles offense, it kind of came to a head. I mean, you know what they are. I mean, you know that Jalen Hurts is the guy that's going to do whatever the game calls for. If he needs to run, he's going to run. If he needs to throw it, he's going to throw it. You knew that A.J. Brown was going to kind of have a quiet night going up against Patrick Surtain. But he was open more than they threw it to him. Like, it's almost like they respected Surtain so much. But I think what you walk away from this game is saying this. If they can't find a way to get, I know that Saquon Barkley had a big touchdown catch. That's not what you didn't bring him over to do that. I don't know what's going on with his offense this year, but every team has neutralized Saquon. Every team they played this year, he hasn't had a breakout yet. And I'm sorry, but where is Jalen Carter? Where in the Jalen Carter is on a milk carton right now. They can't find him. And this is the guy that's known more for, spitting on Dak Prescott first game than what he's done. It's only one game, but I think for the Eagles, they finally go, all right, boom, we're not going undefeated. We got beat. It's cool. That, the Eagles media, the Philadelphia media is going to be crazy. But I just think what stood out the most was the defense is good, not great. They got some good players, not great players. And the secondary, Cooper DeJean and those guys, it's really, really different when you don't got a Darius Slay. Love Quinyon Mitchell and those guys. But this offense, no run game. Jalen Hurts is not going to duke it out throwing the football. That's not going to be a winning recipe. And I just think Sean Payton, he get a chance to say, hey, man, we beat the defending world champs. I don't know if it's going to mean anything, but for one day, they found a way to be the better team.
Yeah, a very good chance to win that division right now. We're just talking about how the Chiefs are struggling. Chargers might be pretenders, like you mentioned. So Broncos starting it. That was a big win for them to keep moving on. The only thing I just want to throw in there, and being, of course, in this house, was two things that I noted was one, you talked about A.J. Brown, him slowing up on that bomb. That was one thing that I was like, bruh, what are you doing?
Yeah, can't do that. You can't do that.
You're taking your play off. You could have easily got that. That would have been, TD, whatever. And then it was off. Now I know he didn't do it on purpose. And I've been in a Hail Mary before, so I understand it's crowded, going on. But why you bring your boy down, bro? Like, what were you doing? Like,
it was so close. It's almost like he touched it, and all these a swarm of hands come, and one of them happened to be AJ's. Like, hey, AJ. Are you pulling Devonta? No, you're trying to what? That was crazy.
I thought at first, well, maybe he was going to close his hands together with him. Like, I was like, what are you doing?
Are you trying to make sure he catches it?
Like, we both going to catch it. That, and then I will say, I thought it was very egregious. They didn't call pass interference on Goddard when they threw down there. That's the biggest pass interference I've ever seen. He's pulling his damn shoulder pads down, and like they don't call it. That to me was like an egregious call. But other than that, hey, they won. Like you said, I think the Eagles now say, okay, we got the loss out of the way. Let's move on and win football games. So I don't think there's any big trouble. But I agree with you. Issues with Saquon Barkley running the football, and this offense just needs to click. I know they got a new OC. They need to all get together and get a cohesive game plan going in. So, all right, Justin, let's talk about those New England Patriots on the Sunday Night Delight, winning 23-20 over the Bills. Is Drake May? Is it Drake May time? What do you think, man? What do you think of that football game?
Yeah, I think Drake May should be in consideration for MVP at this point. Dude's been really dishing it. And come on. Listen, he did what Josh Allen usually does. And that's he just won the game off of just being the driving point and not having to throw touchdowns. Like, he ran it. He was throwing it. But guess what he wasn't doing? Scoring touchdowns. He was letting his running backs handle that. And he's just maturing before our eyes. He's probably the best of the second-year quarterbacks that I've seen so far. And Bo Nix he's been good. He's been up and down. But I'll tell you what, Drake May is really surprising me, and the Patriots, to what it is, with Diggs coming over, he's finally settling in. They got Ramondre. Unfortunately, you lose Antonio Gibson. That sucks, but that kind of maybe pushes Travion Henderson into just a bigger role. You know what I mean? Like you were hoping this guy gets more touches. And when he gets the ball as a receiver, which I don't understand why they just give him like 2-3 targets a game. Dude, get this guy out in the open field. He is wildly talented with the ball in the open field. He is a good receiving back. And they keep on passing this narrative of him like not being the better of the two pass protectors. That was literally his lead trait out of college, was being a good pass protector. Maybe you need to just try him out there a little bit more as a 3-down back. That and the fact that Ramondre can't seem to like shake this fumble bug. Like he's got 3 fumbles in the past 2 games. Like we need to see a little bit more elevation. We need to see a little bit of punishment for him. Let's let the rookie kind of cook for a little bit. And perfect game to do it, right? The Saints. Perfect game to let him cook. But yeah, overall, I like what Drake May is doing out there. I think I have more worries about the Bills because I think that if the Bills can't hang their hat on Josh Allen beating the Patriots, then that's more of an indictment on the fact that their defense can't stop shit. They could not stop a cold with a tissue. They could not, it's kind of one of those things where we've always seen them be injured in the past, but now kind of like how Ben was saying about Kansas City, now they're just old and injured. So it's kind of like even worse. You know what I mean? You're just out there, you're going, hey guys, Tre'Davious White. Yeah. Oh, aren't you like 34? Oh no, you're not 34. Your knees sure are 55 though. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with most everything you said. The only thing I'm like MVP Drake May, but I think you already made the case for the person who really deserves MVP. We were just talking about it, and you just laid the case out for him. Is definitely Baker Mayfield with that team that he's basically put on his back. And I've watched those games where it's just like there's nothing there, and then here's little old Baker Mayfield trucking people to get first downs. That's my guy right now for MVP. And what's the biggest surprise that you were just talking about? The Bills and Ravens defenses, these teams that we just think, oh, for sure, there's issues. Like there's issues with those teams. So nobody's perfect right now. I got a lot of parity going on with the NFL. All right, we talked about what was. Let's talk about what is. Let's see what we're going to watch this week in college.
Don't worry, Ben. No weddings here. I just want to know what college game to watch this week.
Ultimate Sports Network. Hello to you. Thanks for joining us tonight. We always appreciate anyone coming on watching. So let's talk about what we're going to watch this week. Let's go with number 1, Ohio State versus number 17, Illinois. Through the series, Ohio State is leading 68-30-4. I didn't realize these teams played each other so much. Last time they played was in 2017. OSU won 52-14. They've won 6 in a row in the series. So, Ben, who you like in this one? Tell me why.
I mean, obviously, I like Ohio State, but every year Ohio State will dumb down, whatever they're doing, and they'll lose to a team that they're much better than. I mean, I remember, this is the same Ohio State team. They got boat race one year by Iowa. It was ugly. And they do this every year, right? Like, Ohio State is going to be better than most teams they take the field with. It's not going to be most teams going to meet the talent threshold. As long as Ohio State plays like Ohio State, this is going to be much ado about nothing. They start doing that Ohio State stuff. I don't know if it's an Ohio State theme or Coach Day ain't have them ready to play. We could be talking about upset city because college is way different from the pros from this standpoint. Teams in college win not because they're better than other teams sometimes. It's just not their day. I mean, we talk about Trevor Lawrence fell on the ground, got up and scored. Like, I fell, got up, realized that I fall. Yeah, you fall. Oh, is the player still going? Oh, let me run this way. If crazy things start happening, the fight. What does the Fighting Illini got to lose? Nothing. If they lose, no one's gonna care. But if they win, didn't NIU beat them last year? NIU beat them. and people, they went on and won the national championship. But yeah, man, it's gonna be Ohio State in the big way.
Ultimate Sports Network, I like to chime in. He says, I'm an Ohio State fan. He covers sports as well. I think the game is close at half, like one score OSU lead or a 10-point OSU lead at half, and we'll pull away in the third. Just too much talent on the outside. I mean, I think it's pretty much what Ben just said. That's pretty much spot on. That's pretty much how I see it too. But Justin, who you liking this one?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just there's too much talent at Ohio State. I respect Luke Altmaier. He had a tremendous comeback against USC 2 weeks ago. But there's a man named Bo Jackson in the Ohio State backfield, and he is just as deadly. I mean, he might never be the actual Bo Jackson, but goddamn, dude, this guy is good, and he's a true freshman. You got to always love Jeremiah Smith. And then, on the other side, I like what Illinois got cooking. I like Valentin at the running back. I like even Fegan at running back. But it's Ohio State. Like, they're built to just dominate these games. And it's a ranked team. So you have to kind of take them seriously. It's not like NIU where you kind of go in and go, fuck it. Start the backup quarterback. He's going to dominate anyways. They'll just put more tape out there. This is one of those teams where the nation is watching to see you lose. So that drives these people. That drives college football. That drives these football players. When you know that people are betting against you because they want the underdog fucking push, I tell you what, Ohio State will probably end up fucking taking this game over by the second quarter.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement with that. And so is the Ultimate Sports Network, especially if they let say and rip it again and open it up for him again. They did against Minnesota. Oh boy, by the way, Ohio State is wearing all whites, by the way. I always like that all white look. I thought Buffalo looked pretty clean the other night too. I think I like that look. All right, let's go to our next matchup. Number 8, Alabama versus number 14, Missouri. Alabama leads this series 6-2. They played last year, and Alabama won 34-0. It's also been 6 in a row for Alabama in this series. So, Justin, on this one, who you like and why?
I think I'll stick with Alabama, even though I do think the Doak Walker Award winner is going to be on the other side. Ahmed Hardy, shout out. But, I think Alabama's just riding this high. And then it's just, once again, it's another one of those it's a game that you can't get too, low on. You can't play down to their level, and you can't freaking look at it as a game with a trap game. You know what I mean? You got to look at it and go, all right, these guys, they want to place the money on the underdog. Let's go ruin their day. Let's go ruin their bets. So I think it's going to be Alabama. I don't know if it's going to be particularly a beatdown, but I do think that, Alabama's probably going to win by at least 14.
Ben, who are you liking this one?
I mean, I like Alabama, but I think Justin just said it. I mean, could Mizzou be the Vanderbilt of 2025? Because this time last year, nobody thought Vanderbilt was going to beat Alabama, right? Nobody. I think NASA said they think that goalpost Nashville might be in Florida. It hasn't made it back to Nashville yet since they beat Alabama 2024. But Eli Drinkwitz, head coach of Mizzou, is the most unassuming coach in the SEC, and he's one of the best coaches in the country. Mizzou is one of those teams, no matter what they do. If they win 6 games, great. If they win 5 games, it's Mizzou. But if they win 9 or 10, they're like, what the hell going on in Mizzou? Oh, dude, we can beat anybody. So, Kalen DeBoer, you better not beat Georgia 2 years in a row. Get your revenge game against Vanderbilt and lose to Mizzou, because the Boo Birds are going to come out again and say, this dude, he ain't got – listen, nobody can replace Nick Saban. If Nick Saban had a son named Nick Saban Jr., he can't replace him. Sometimes it's not – listen, me and my son got the same name, but sometimes that's not good. Sometimes it ain't good to share your father's name if your father was the truth. You don't believe me? Ask Bronny. Ask Bronny James. That's why they call him Bronny. No one called him LeBron James Jr. Nobody. It's Bronny. So I'm saying, Tiger Woods' son's name is Charlie. He didn't want to call him Tiger I'm just telling you, we just gotta. Oh, and somebody said, "Hey, Cam, why wouldn't you name your son Cam?" Cam Newton said, "No, I wouldn't put that much pressure on your son." What's your son's name? His name is Chosen. What? When your name is Cam, did your name is Chosen? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's no pressure at all. I'm just saying.
He should put one as his middle name. The Ultimate Sports Podcast or Sports Network, says I got Mizzou. I understand Ty is hot, but just too much talent in the backfield for Mizzou on the road. We will see a major upset, and he's predicting a blowout. Okay. I like that. Bring that noise. I love it. All right, let's go to the big one of the day. Number 7, Indiana. What? Versus number 3, Oregon. Oregon leads the series 2-1. Last time they played was in 2004. Indiana won 30-24. Wow. All right, Ben, what do you think of this game? Who wins and why?
I got Oregon. I do think it's going to be an interesting game. Kirk Cignetti, the head coach of Indiana, he talks a lot. He has a lot to say, but he doesn't talk that much when he plays teams that he can't beat. Like he ran through the conference last year until they beat Ohio State, and then it's a little quieter. Now you got Oregon. We're going to see again. So Dan Lanning is the premier coach in the country. Dan Lanning does everything but win national championships. And that is the tradition at Oregon, right? They got 100 different uniform variations. Most of the time, they make no sense at all. Like most of the time, you're like, who is running out there? But I think it's going to be a little humble pie for a team like Indiana. I'm rooting for the team, but that head coach, man, Kirk Cignetti, he was a college football playoff he was in it last year. We'll see, because I don't care if you beat everybody you're supposed to beat. Can you beat somebody you're not supposed to beat? And I don't think it'll happen this weekend, but that's going to be a really the best 2 post-game press conferences you're going to see is Kirk Cignetti and Deion Sanders, because since Shador and Travis is left, they've been talking about a lot of things but winning up there in Boulder. But, that's another conversation for another day.
I like it. What do you think, Justin?
You know what? What's wild about this game is Indiana wiped the floor with Illinois earlier this season. I think it was like 63 to like 20 or some bullshit like that. You know what? Last year, I would have said Indiana would have not made it out of the first quarter against Oregon. But this year, we got Fabian Mendoza out there. We got Surratt out there. I'm going to call it. This is my upset. Okay. I think Indiana is going to win by at least a field goal against Oregon. Because Dan Lanning, I'm going to tell you, Dan Lanning, like Troupe said, he can do everything but win the big games. And I don't think he's going to win this one. I think we're going to see Indiana. I think Fabian Mendoza is going to have another 5-touchdown game. And we're going to have a nice upset here. This is going to be a nice upset. I got it.
A name like Fabian Mendoza was made to do something good in life. Like, what's your name, man? Fabian Mendoza. Really? Mendoza. I'm just saying. What's your friend's name? I got a friend that go to Vanderbilt. What's his name? Diego. Diego what? Pavilion. Really? Listen, the world. Listen, when a guy named Fabian Mendoza and you know what I'm saying, and Diego Pavilion are dominating in college football, the world is shifting, people. Let's embrace it. Let's embrace it. And I forgot to say this. The one thing we didn't say about Seattle, Seattle versus the Bucks, this was about Ohio State African descent receivers. Jackson Smith and Nigba, and you talking about Emeka Egbu. One is from Sierra Leone. The other one, I want to say he's from what is Emeka from? Jackson is Sierra Leone. I want to say like the Igbo tribe. All I'm saying is, if my father or mother is from Africa and I play football, I'm a beast. Just put me out there. Shout out to it. Listen, we gotta learn names like Tua Tagovailoa, Igbuka, Jackson Smith. Now we got Fabian and Diego.
Nigerian. He's Nigerian.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Emeka is Nigerian and Jackson is Sierra Leone. And I just learned how to spell Leon. I thought it was not. It is not spelled how I thought it was spelled. So that's why I listen. I play football. I'm not in spelling bees, and that's why we ain't doing that.
If I don't hear the fans going, "Go Diego, go," something's wrong.
Y'all ain't real.
The Ultimate Sports Podcast Network wants to chime in. He's got Oregon in a game, in that game, at least that's over by the half. He thinks he's got another upset. He got USC over Michigan. Just too much talent on the outside for Michigan to handle. It will catch up to them. And then he says he's got Texas by 10 over OU. Arch will have his first true good game. Thank you, Ultimate Sports Podcast Network. Our network. I keep throwing podcasts in there. I'm gonna mark those down and come back next week. We're gonna see if you rang true this week. All right, we talked college. Let's talk about what we're watching in sports or NFL this week. Damn, I can't talk.
You all are terrible. Even the boys from No Weddings in the Fall didn't pick you to win.
All righty, on to the NFL, and let's start off with this humdinger. Seattle at Jacksonville. Seattle leads the series 6-3. Last time they played was in 2021. Seattle won 31-7. Ooh-wee. All right, Ben, who you got in this one?
Man, I think it's going to be a good one. I think that Trevor Lawrence is finally playing up to that number one overall pick potential. But I think Sam Darnold and company, they realize that when you got a team by the ropes, you got to find a way, to give them that knockout punch. I know everybody's going to be saying that this is going to be the Travis Hunter breakout game. I don't even know what that means anymore. Is that over 100 yards receiving? Is that a pick? Every week, right, this is going to be the game. This is going to be the game. The game, he had a great catch, right? He's an NFL receiver, isn't he? I would hope he can have a great catch, but I think it's going to be more about Seattle. And I really, really like their defense. I really think Sam Darnold and company going to come to Jacksonville. They're going to be coming off the high of Monday night, and then reality's going to set in. Good game, but I'm going to go with them boys from Seattle.
Ultimate wanted to chime in. He said he's calling 3 of those games. So check out the Ultimate Sports Network. I guess he's going to be doing some play-by-play for that. He's got Browns over Steelers. We don't have that game pulled up, so I just want to pull that. I like that. Dylan, 230 yards, 3 TDs, and a pick. We got all kind of predictions. Ooh. Justin, who's winning Seattle and Jacksonville?
Oh, the Hawks are winning. This comes down to, I think Jacksonville had their moment, and I think they're going to come back down to earth a little bit. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying I don't think they're going to be able to consistently put that together and string another win together. And the Hawks, man, I think they got to be pissed off that they lost last week. The Darnold throw was just – it was a Darnold throw. But, at the end of the day, they had the ball last. They should have went down and scored, and they should have won that game. So I think that they take that energy, they put it into Jacksonville, they make the trip across to Florida, to the Sunshine State, or whatever the hell they call it down there, and they kick a little ass against Jacksonville and send them to the retirement homes in Tampa.
Yeah, I did pick the Jags last week. Ultimately, I know I waited on this show, and then I ended up picking them on our show, just for a whim, to be honest with you. But a lot's made of this West Coast to East Coast trip. And so that's what kind of made me hesitate a minute picking Jacksonville this week, picking Seahawks this week. But I don't know. I feel like maybe, I know the Jags are good, but I don't know how good. I don't know, like you said, coming off that Monday night win, I can definitely see a letdown coming from them. So, yeah, I'm going to go Seahawks too. By the way, Ultimate Sports want to let us know the Blue Jays are moving on. I'm not a big baseball guy, but I know a guy in my fantasy league is. So I'm going to make sure right when we get done, I'm going to text him to definitely let him know that his team sucks. All right, let's go to the next game. The 49ers at Tampa Bay. San Francisco leads the series 21-7. Last time they played was in 2023. San Francisco won 23-20. They won 4 in a row in this series. So, Justin, who's winning this one?
Oh, 49ers winning this one for sure. I mean, come on now. What are we even talking about here? No, but I think it's going to be a really close game. I mean, I really feel like this is probably my homer fandom coming out on this one because realistically, you should probably think the Bucs would win. But after last week, You had the Rams full force, and they still couldn't get it done. They couldn't shut down the 49ers. That's more of a character thing. That's more of just the chemistry in the building and everybody being on the same page about winning. So, I am going to go with 49ers. I am going to stick with it. And you know what? 49ers, for what it's worth, they've owned the Bucks in a lot of ways. Even when they were bad last year, they fucking beat the Bucks. And it was that one play that will always stick with me. It was Bosa driving fucking Baker to the sideline. Baker having a whole handful of Bosa. Bosa can't get the sack, and Baker throws it all the way downfield. I think he got Godwin on it wasn't a post route. I think it was just a 9 route. But it blew my mind away on it because I was just like, motherfucker, this guy is good. And you just want to hate him because he's opposing you. But at the same time, you're like, that's a fucking good play, kid. I fucking love it. But anyways, I'll stop talking.
Listen, not for nothing, Mac Jones last week definitely earned a lot of respect. So
yeah, you want to talk about swagger? Did you see that guy get fucking the guy bumped him after the touch, fucking rolled his goddamn shoulders. He said, fucking get off me, son. See me later.
Crazy impressed with Mac Jones for sure, but really showed a lot of heart last week. All right, Ben, who do you think? Who's winning this one?
Yeah, I got the 49ers for what we just said. Mac Jones. I mean, Mac Jones is a guy that he got old Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch looking around like, you sure we got the right guy starting for us? I know Brock Purdy has been here longer, but it's how Matt looked. Matt looked more like Matthew Stafford than Matthew Stafford did when they played him. I'm like, what is going? Listen, anybody that can wear a half black, half red suit that Mac Jones had on in the pros game, like he went to his tailor and said, I want a black and red suit. You want a black or no? I want a black and red. At the same time, yes. However you want to do it. And I think Mac Jones, he has some of that Baker Mayfield in him. Like, he got that dude. I don't like people. People don't really like me. I'm built like Tom Brady when I got drafted. But people forget Mac Jones went undefeated at Alabama, right? Threw the ball to Devonta Smith, who won the Heisman. He did what Bryce Young didn't do. And they acted like he was, so I like Mac Jones and the 49ers. And like I said, if you are the Bucks, you're going to be asked, they're going to find a way to neutralize Emeka Egbuka, and they're going to make somebody else beat them. And I think Fred Warner is going to be like, hey, dude, I'm going to spy against a guy like Baker Mayfield. This is going to be a good matchup. But if Mac Jones balls again and Brock Purdy comes back, they're going to be like, I don't know, Brock. We might have to Tom Brady you at this point. We might have to, I'm sorry, you Bledsoe. You just sit back a little bit and let this guy just ride this wave. It's about winning, right? And it made the best man win. But I'm gonna go with Mac Jones and the 49ers.
Mac Jones versus Baker Mayfield. Wow, good one. I'm going to go with Tampa. They're both traveling, so we can't really talk about the travel thing because they both travel from the West Coast to the East Coast this week. So, either way, I don't think that really matters. But I just think Tampa right now got that juice. I don't know what it is about them. I mean, 49ers do too. So it's one of those, like, I'm kind of in between on this one. It's going to be a good game. I'm really excited for it. And ultimately want to know what we thought of the Liberty versus UTEP game.
Is Ethan Vasco playing, or is Malachi Nelson playing for UTEP?
Is Malik Willis playing for Liberty?
Yeah, right.
That's why we're doing the podcast, bro.
And I'm not a Toronto Blue Jays fan, but you just did God's work. The evil empire has gone down once again. The Yankees are just good for regular season ratings. They're not going back to the World Series. And I will die on that hill. Aaron Judge that.
I'm going to clip that and send it to our boy in the fan because he's always – I'm like, bro, this is a fantasy football chat. We don't want to talk about baseball, but you always want to throw the Yankees in there. Like, yeah, we done with that. All right, thank God that's over. And the next game, I don't know why the hell I put this on here, but the Cardinals at the Colts. I don't know why.
I know why. I'm gonna tell you why did you put it on here.
Tell me.
Cardinals. Sometimes people just find new ways to lose, right? If you are the Cardinals. Now the Cardinals played my Titans last week, but dropping the ball before you go in the end zone, getting the game with a pick, dropping it on the ground, kicking it in the end zone. The thing about the Cardinals is this. Stop cheering like crazy when Marvin Harrison Jr. catch a pass. He's a receiver. That is what he is supposed to do. But Kyler Murray,
Thank you.
I'm just saying, like,
you.
that's a great catch by Marvin Harrison Jr. You talking about Marvin Harrison Sr.'s son that went to Ohio State, that was the best receiver since Randy Moss? Stop it. But what I will say is this. The Colts are going to open up a new can on Arizona. It's going to get ugly because the Colts are the team that nobody wants to. The Colts right now, yes, are the team that nobody wants to talk about. Daniel Jones is the reason why Anthony Richardson, he may never play again in Indy. And I mean, and this is coming from a Florida Gator talking about another Florida Gator. I'm just saying the right scheme with if players go to the right scheme, they ball. You don't believe me? Ask Sam Darnold. Ask Baker Mayfield. Ask Mac Jones. And sometimes it's a scheme. So Arizona, we pay good money for all these subscriptions because you can't even find the games no more. You got to pay $200 and you got to pay $2,500 just to get all the games. This year, Arizona, please play real football. And yes, Kyler Murray, I love you, but you are like a toddler running around with a remote in your hand, and your daddy trying to take it from you when you scrambling with the football. Tuck the ball away, and run with that thing. But yeah. But I got the Colts. I got the Colts in the big one.
It's funny, and you hit it right on the head. That's exactly why I put this in here, because I did want to talk about the end of that Cardinals-Titans game, and I didn't want to throw it in the what we talked about last week. So, yeah, exactly. So, anyway, this series, by the way, it's tied 9-9, so someone's going to be a winner after this. And last time they played was in 21, and Indy won 22-16. Do you think Cardinals got a chance, Justin?
What do I always say about the Cardinals on our Sunday podcast? Consistently mediocre organization. Throughout their history, always made mediocre, middle of the road, and that's where they stay. And hey, Commish, remember this. Who predicted the Tennessee Titans were going to win? Was it any of the national analysts? No, it was this motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here said the Titans were going to beat the Cardinals. And you know what? All I can say is that the Cardinals just fucking fumble the ball all the time. They fumbled the W. They had 21-6 going in, and they fumbled that. I'm going to go with the Colts, baby, because the Colts are for real. And like Ben said, scheme is everything. That Daniel Jones coming in, he not only saved his career, he saved Shane Steichen. Because Shane Steichen was on the chopping block. And then he came in, and now everybody's going like, well, it obviously wasn't Shane. It was Anthony. Anthony just obviously isn't meant to be an NFL quarterback right now, or maybe ever. But, freaking A, dude. Daniel Jones, Indiana Jones does it again, and I think they'll actually do it in a big way because, by the way, Amari DiMercato got his coach in trouble for fucking scolding him on the sideline.
Don't touch me. Like you mad, but could you just imagine if that goes the other way around? Just imagine if the player is pushing the coach. And I got to say this. You know that Budda Baker still plays for Arizona? He still plays over. And he's not hurt. I don't remember him on Sunday. Do you remember him on Sunday?
No, not at all.
I'm telling you, sometimes you play long enough and the game has passed you by. You can still play, but listen, I got to play against the Baltimore Ravens when Deion Sanders played for the Ravens. He was 37 years old, so he wore number 37 at the time. A friend of mine, my homie Daryl Lee that I played, we called him D-Lee. He played with me in Florida. He was on the Ravens practice squad. He said they was in the defensive meeting room, and Deion was in the slot, and a receiver called a pass on him, and he couldn't catch him. And the guy, he chased him all the way to the end zone. He said in the meeting room, somebody yelled out, "You still prime to me, Prime. Do you know how old you are when someone tells you that? You still prime to me. No, you old as hell." That means, and I love Prime. Like think about this. He said that Deion Sanders gave out cassette tapes of Must Be the Money. He gave them out. You don't even know what to do with this. What do? You like, it's thank you. Like, I ain't got nowhere to play this. Like, sometimes people, you need to move on. I don't want to remember you from getting old, even though Joe Flacco is about to be starting for the Bengals and he's full.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, either the Bengals need a quarterback that bad, or They need a quarterback that bad. That's all that is, because I don't know. Jamar Chase was like, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe Flacco. I grew up watching you. I grew up watching you, Mr. Flacco. That is how much older Joe Flacco is than Jamar Chase.
Well, congrats and good luck to you, my friend.
Yeah,
on his way, become a professional analyst. That's what we're doing here, right at home. Like, look at us.
I got Kansas over Texas Tech and Georgia over Auburn.
Okay.
The fact that we can talk about Kansas football, Lord have mercy. Last time the key to leave was in college, and they had that real big coach. That real. They had what's the coach name for Kansas? Big dude.
I don't know.
Hold on. I'm finna find this, and I'm gonna show you.
You look for that. Let me build the next one. Detroit at KC. So we got a good one to talk about here. Kansas City leads the series 9-6. They played. Remember, it was the NFL home opener. Then Detroit won in 23, 21-20. So Justin, what do you think? Did you pull it up, Ben?
Yes. Mark Mangino.
Oh my! Hold on. You got to see him though. Hold on.
He's gonna pull him up.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on this one. I think the Chiefs have a bounce back on it.
Damn, that looks like the Penguin.
See, look. That's Mark Mangino.
Good Lord.
Here's the one. You want some? Come get some. I love Mark Mangino, man. He was there for a long time, man. Like, hey,
you gotta get some extra sauce about it.
Bro took one too many trips to the fucking all you can eat for the college kids, bro.
He was there for a long time too, man. I love Mark Mangino.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you think of the KC? Speaking of barbecue, the KC Detroit game, Justin.
Yeah, I would go with KC on this one. I think KC has a rebound game. Detroit looks good, but I think no, it just feels right. KC starts to get cooking. You got Rashee Rice coming back next week, not this week. I mean, shit's got to start clicking with these guys. I mean, I think they had it clicking in Jacksonville. Unfortunately, that pick going all the way back to the house, I never thought I'd see Devin Lloyd move so fast. Like, dude, the linebacker took it 100 yards, bro. Like, my God, dude. But that dude, that was the slowest fast. That was the slowest 100 yards I've ever seen. And I saw James Harrison take it back, and he looked fast.
Anybody trying to run that far, man? I'm not trying to chase. At a certain point, when I know I can't catch you, I'm pumping my arms, but I know the camera is good. I need to get out of here. Like, don't you hate that for defensive players? I chase the dude all the way to the end zone, and I still can't catch him. That's why I never play defense. I'm like, dude, I'm not chasing nobody. I got to chase I don't want to be the last guy running, because then I'm the last guy. So now I got to go. Okay, they paying me, and he just. I'm like, dude.
Like
Devin Lloyd, I want to say he got 3 picks in 2 games, I think.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely balling. Jacksonville's balling right now. It's funny though, we can all relate to that, Ben. Like anyone who's been in any kind of office or working, you know how it is. Like you go through, the boss is coming. Oh, hey, how you doing?
It's one of those. It's one of those. You know, I mean, when because when your kids are young, you kind of young like them. So when they running from you, you can go out and catch them. But then you get a little older, your nephews or whatever, you got like a young nephew or niece, and they strike out in the park, you might have to go, you better come back because you can't catch. You better bring your behind back over here because you can't catch them. That's like that. When the last time you seen a cop chase somebody on foot? I'm like this, man. Listen, we got to throw 36. I'm not chasing. I'm not doing that. They got the chase you challenge, like somebody run. Think about this. I said, dude, what is the requirement for being a cop and chasing somebody? You just got to pass the physical fitness test. Yeah, because y'all not jumping out on nobody. Y'all not doing this. You know what I'm saying? I might throw a rock at you, try to hit you. Devin Lloyd, 99 yards for a pick 6 against Travis. I mean against Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna talk about that the rest of his life.
Oh, especially Patrick Mahomes, man. That was big. And a big moment in the game, too. That was crazy. All right, who do you think wins out of KC and Detroit, Ben?
I think KC got to have the win, so they're going to be playing like desperation because they got to beat a good team to rebuild confidence. Because I really don't know what's going on with Kansas City. Like, I see more of Andy Reid and like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce doing commercials. Like, it's like they celebrities more than they football players and coaches now. I'm not mad at them, but I'm like, are y'all doing commercials before y'all go out there and get whooped on Monday night? Y'all should have waited. Y'all want to – because something – I don't get what's going on in Kansas City because we all have come to think that Kansas City is going to just figure it out. And guess what? They might not. They might just be okay now. Like, not bottom feeders, but just another squad. You know, I mean, Patrick Mahomes got a real haircut now and ain't a mohawk no more. He done dyed his hair a little darker. Travis Kelce's getting ready to get married. You know what I'm saying? Andy Reid, he's saying, I'm tired as hell. Like, I'm tired. Like, I done won a bunch of Super Bowls. What are they chasing at this point? What? A fourth? Really? Man, stop it. The Detroit Lions have never been to a Super Bowl. The Panthers and the Falcons have been to. They lost all four, and those were expansion team. Well, the Broncos. I mean, the Panthers were expansion team. What are you doing, Patrick Mahomes? You got a bunch of money. You good? You probably own part of the freaking Kansas City Chiefs right now. They're gonna give you the key to the whole state. They're gonna give you the key to the state of Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas because they don't know you represent both. I guess. And I'm gonna say this again, Toronto. Thank you for doing God's work. I'm so sick of Yankees fans. Shut up. Y'all are talking about the DVD Yankees. That's the last time they
I love it. I'm actually gonna go Detroit. I think just like the Ravens, I feel like we've been riding some of these teams we just expect to win because they've done it for so long. And like you just said, I don't see it right now. KC is not. They played one good game against the Ravens that we just talked about. Their defense is absolute trash. So I'm not sold on KC. I'm definitely sold on Detroit though. So I'm gonna go Detroit in that one. All right, this last one I brought up just for you, Ben. So I already know what Justin's gonna say. I already know what I'm going to say. So let's hear what you got to say. Do you think your Falcons got a chance against the Buffalo Bills? That's all I want to know.
A chance, yes. Are they going to win? No. For this reason. The thing about Buffalo is Buffalo defense. Drake May is right-handed. Yeah. So why are you fletching him to the right all game? He's right-handed. What does that mean, Ben? That means I don't got to contort my body. I can run to the right and just throw it. What should we have done? Make him go left to where I got to contort my body. Just a little free game. Just a little free game. The reason why Buffalo is going to beat my Falcons is because I don't trust Michael Penix. I don't know what Michael Penix played in 3 or 4 games last year. This is essentially his rookie year. Right. And so I like Michael Penix, and they look really, really good the last time Michael Penix, Drake May, but the whole world finally get to see the best player on the field is Bijan Robinson. Just watch him do what he do. The young man. And Bijan, appreciate you coming down to Gainesville. Yeah, we welcomed you, and then we beat y'all Longhorns. You and Kyle Pitts was in the building. We love that. But no, I think Buffalo gets back to what they do because they're gonna force Michael Penix to show them that he can handle the blitz too. They gonna blitz him. And if he don't make the right listen, people, we are coming off. We are 3 weeks removed from the Falcons getting beat down by the Panthers, 42. I don't even want to talk about that because it's hard to lose that bad. But because I don't know what offense gonna show up with the Falcons, and I know what team gonna show up with Buffalo. Who's Buffalo's number 1 receiver? They don't have one. They don't have a number 1, and they can still beat you. So I'm gonna go with Buffalo. You know, I hate going against my Falcons, but I'm just saying, not a whole world. Hopefully, we make it a game. I don't want to be no blowouts, man, because I'm sick of that. All
right, I brought it up just for you, so just to see if there was an upset in there, if you had it in you.
No, I mean, in my heart, yeah, but I live in the real world, and I know a 5'5" dude that could dunk, and I know a 6'5" dude that can't. That's the real world.
I love it. All right, don't forget, stay right here on That Sports Podcast Network on Friday night. Me and Justin will be on to break down the whole NFL schedule for your fantasy football lineups, give you some starts and sits. We got Mr. Mallard's Sophistication Station. Meg's got her Meg Zone. And then Sunday morning, don't forget to wake up with us. We're going to get you ready for all your football needs. We got betting advice. We got fantasy advice. We got Fantasy Jesus. We got a Sunday morning cartoon. We got it all for you on Sunday morning. So check us out, 8 a.m. We're here to help you get another victory in your fantasy lineup. All right, we're going to head out tonight. Before we do, of course, we always close our show with our boy Ben Troupe's Skadoop of the Week.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for Ben Troupe's Skadoop of the Week.
What up, my good people? I am Ben Troupe. This is No Wettings in the Fall. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. But let me tell you something that happened today that people think I'm crazy. So Joe Flacco got traded to the Cincinnati Bengals. Y'all didn't think that I saw this coming from a mile away. How do I know? Myles Garrett in the offseason was threatening to leave Cleveland. He wasn't going to leave. He said within his contract he needs to have a Super Bowl winning or caliber quarterback. They traded, right, for Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett is gone. Then a 40-year-old quarterback was a starter. We know that wasn't going to last. Dylan Gabriel got drafted in the 3rd round, and Shedeur Sandler got drafted in the 5th round. I'm telling y'all, Cleveland wants Shedeur, but Dylan is making it hard. I will be watching the Cleveland Browns because Dylan Gabriel is an injury or bad series away from Shedeur Sanders entering the building. And if you are Shedeur and you are listening, Shedeur, I hope you're ready, young man, because the Boo Birds and the Cheers are both going to be coming from the same stands. I don't think you should be listening to either, but what you should be listening to is No Wettings in the Fall. I am Ben Troupe. That was Justin. That was the commissioner. Make sure y'all keep watching, or you will get the hell knocked out you. Like